Hey, B-movie fans, my name's Leslie Morris, and today we're looking at The Killing Machine, starring Dolph Lundgren. Now, I want to like Dolph Lundgren more than I do. I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say that Dolph has played some of the greatest cinematic villains of all time. And some of the worst heroes. Dolph is just better at playing a bad guy. In the world of direct-to-DVD films, he'll never get the chance to play a villain as the hero gets more screen time, and the only reason anyone is ever going to rent a direct-to-DVD Dolph Lundgren film is, well, to see Dolph Lundgren. It's like that Steven Seagal vampire film that had almost no Steven Seagal in it. But saying that, he gives quite a decent performance in this film. Lundgren plays your bog-standard cookie-cutter invincible badass. You know the rundown: he's an assassin, has a failed marriage, and the ability to sleep with women a third of his age. But granted, Dolphy does look amazing for a guy who's in his 60s. Dolphy's character actually avoids some standard cliches, but we'll get into that later. Anyway, Lemmy hires him to kill some nondescript gangsters. We then learn he's really an investment banker who only moonlights as an assassin. He goes back to his day job to find a mysterious man there. They talk, and the subtext of their conversation is that the mysterious man, who I'm calling Red Rooster, knows that he's really an assassin. After that, he goes to Lemmy's bar to get paid for the generic gangster kills. From there, he goes to see his ex-wife, who I need to point out only looks about half his age. She's going away for a few days and needs him to look after their daughter. Now, this next thing is neither here nor there. I've noticed that these types of films tend to be made under one title, then at the last moment it gets changed to something radically different. I wasn't even sure what this film was to start with, as the title had been changed. The working title for this film was called Icarus. Icarus, of course, coming from Greek mythology. He was a man who tried to escape Crete by constructing wings from feathers and wax. He flew too close to the sun, the wax melted, and he fell to his death. The title Icarus is apt because it reflects Lundgren's character's desire to escape his past and lead a normal life. Anyway, that title was way too subtle and wasn't going to move any units, so it was renamed The Killing Machine. As we know, everything Dolph Lundgren hits, he destroys. On the cover, they even take it one step further and bill Dolph Lundgren as The Killing Machine. Now, the only reason I mention this is because in this part of the film, Dolph spends time with his daughter and boring stuff like that. Killer construction workers try to take him out. They kill his girlfriend, and he expresses grief the only way a real man can, by hitting things. He grabs his daughter and maid. The bad guys enter his house. They thought they were killing some schmo named Icarus. They were shocked to find out that his nickname is The Killing Machine. Now, you could argue that the bad guys just followed him to his house, but I highly doubt this. In every movie I've ever seen, the hitmen always have a big dossier of information about the person they're going to kill. So I'm guessing they did know where he lived. Why did they opt to first kill his girlfriend rather than kidnap his daughter? Oh, that's right, no one cares, and we're too busy watching a scene in which he needlessly and violently kills people in front of his daughter. He drops off his daughter at Queen Bee's house. He goes back to the bar to see Lemmy, where his gun starts asking questions. He finds out who arranged the job at the start of the film. Their conversation is cut short due to a shower of bullets. From there, he tries to get his ex-wife and her boyfriend to safety. The police arrive and they do the smart thing and run away. It turns out they're really fake police and her boyfriend is killed. Now Dolphy and his ex-wife are both single. Interesting. This, of course, leads to more fighting. The scene ends when his newly singled ex-wife puts a cap into a mofo. They go away, and Dolph explains who he really is. Oh, and then Dolphy chalks up his second sex scene for the movie. Ooh, yeah. The next morning, Dolphy fills her in with more of his backstory. In an interesting twist to a stereotype, we find out that Dolphy actually left her and his daughter in order to protect them from his past, and more importantly, the people from his past who want to kill him. Dolph goes to see the guy who contracted Lemmy to do the job at the start of the film, but it looks like somebody else got there first. Maybe it was the off-screen villain that everyone's been talking about. He goes back to Queen Bee's house. They team up and try to take down that off-screen villain that everyone's been talking about. Queen Bee double-crosses him and tries to kill him for the off-screen villain that everyone's been talking about. This was actually a good twist, and I didn't see it coming. They fight, and it ends up in a Mexican standoff. Dolphy agrees to give himself up if she lets his daughter go. The SWAT team breaks them up. Dolphy stabs Queen Bee with a pitchfork, and they take him away. Dolphy is in a guarded room where he waits for the only other character in this film to come in. That's right, Red Rooster. Red Rooster is from some undisclosed government agency, probably the CIA. They talk about the off-screen villain that everyone's been talking about, and they want Dolphy to kill him. We learn through a flashback that they used to be friends, and Dolphy once saved his life. He begrudgingly agrees to kill his old friend. Better hurry up, as he's only got 20 minutes left. He pops around to his house, they catch up, and they make an agreement. Dolph will escape, kill all his men, and then they'll have one final showdown. Dolph escapes, he kills all his men, and then they have one final showdown, and Dolphy chalks up a pretty decent direct-to-DVD action film. This film was also directed by Dolph Lundgren. It's got some nice character moments, and a lot of subtle stuff you don't normally see in these types of films. There isn't a lot of martial arts fighting, it's more of the gunplay variety. I enjoyed this film more than I thought I would. It's good, but not good enough to get him out of direct-to-DVD hell. But if you're a Dolph Lundgren fan, no doubt you'll enjoy it. It's worth checking out.